on another level. I'm on another level.
Yeah.
I'm on another level. I'm on another level.
Welcome to another episode of Next Level Living. Mike, Chris, how y'all feeling? Talk to me.
What's up?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
My
Doing
guy.
good, looking good, feeling good.
My guy.
I'm good. I'm super duper good, right? A few things. Let me give y'all some updates in my life, man. Me and Tracy just celebrated our 12-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary, my guy.
Man, 12 years. As the homies in St. Louis would say, 12 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh.
Hey.
12 years married?
Yeah, 12 years married. Yep. So 14 years total. You know what I'm saying? You know, I let her hang out with your boy for a couple of years till I put a ring on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, 12 years married. 12 amazing. Filled with memories, tears, challenges, frustrations, highs and lows. I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000 out. It was amazing, but it was not a cakewalk. You know what I'm saying? And we really grew up together for real. So, yep, excited about that. So I went to a couple of little stores and got us little gifts. I ain't gonna stun nobody, you know what I'm saying? But got her little designer piece, you feel me, to add to her collection. And had Nikita design this super dope like menu, like itinerary for the day. Nikita is one of our chief designers with the company. So she put together like a crazy, like Jeremy Tracy 12th anniversary. It was all on like a menu. Like, you go to a real bougie restaurant, they had those little fancy menus. I had her make a menu. I got it printed up. And then I had a fire bouquet of roses. Matter of fact, Q, when you put this together, just remind me to send you the footage. Matter of fact, I have it here in my phone. I'm talking about Fi-Fi. One of the best bouquets. People don't know this, man. I got like a little green thumb. But I put together a super fire bouquet. I'm about to send you the picture right now of roses that I put together for my girl. And not even roses. It was like a whole flower arrangement. That thing was stupid. Anyway, that's what I did. Had a good time. Went out.
I love it.
Shopping. And then yesterday, I went to this 15,000 square foot mansion in the heart of Atlanta, sitting on 7 acres with an infinity pool in the backyard and the lake. Like they got their own lake that they could ride jet skis on. Bowling alley in the house. I'm going somewhere here. Tennis court, basketball court with the Kobe mural, bowling alley, infinity pool inside of the
All right, we're getting right back to the episode, I promise. But some of y'all been asking where to get the merch. So go to shopnextlevel.co and put in a promo code podcast to get 20% off. All right, back to the episode. Bye.
The house, state-of-the-art gym. They had like a mini LA Fitness. Like I promise y'all, I thought my crib was straight. This is definitely on another level.
It is.
And I'm just looking like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can live like this? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, Black History, man. If we could just focus on this one, Chris, if we could focus on Black future, is that okay?
Yeah. Let's focus on some Black future.
Yeah, like we celebrate Black history, and I get it because, people say Black history is American history. I get that. We built this sucker for free. I totally get that. But man, just kind of seeing how people are able to live and what they're able to accomplish in 2022. When they say, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams, like, I get that. You know what I'm saying? But it's almost like we focus so much on the past, and I'm not sure if we're putting the focus that we should on the future. Does that make sense? What y'all think about that?
I like it.
Can't hear you, cuz. You might have been muted.
I think it's important to understand both. I think it's important to know the past, because a lot of times people try to erase our past. And when you understand, kind of, it's not necessarily understanding, oppression in order to understand where your place is in the world. It's more so you need to. There's certain things you just need to know. In Black history, our history is one of them. Some people say, "Well, I wasn't a slave, or my parents weren't a slave. Like we lived in the North, or we." But that's not the point. The point is that European history is taught throughout generations. They know they were in a superior position. And Black history is important to know everything that we've gone through, everything that how resilient we are through time. It's not let's understand oppression. It's understanding our resilience, our spirit, how we kept going, how we persevered, how even when people try to keep us down, we're gonna always find a way to make it work and get back up and defy all the odds and everything that was stacked up against us. So it's important to know the history to understand how just resilient we are as people.
And not even, but not even resilient, also how brilliant we are. Because so often when we focus on our history, it's like we focus so much on like the pain. But it's like, yo, in the midst of that, you had people that was out here getting busy. You know what I'm saying? And so I think like when we focus on, the struggles and the things we had to endure and the resilience, but also the brilliance. Like my thing is don't tell the resilience without telling the brilliance. You feel me? And so I wish there was a balance. And because I'm so heavy, like in the educational space, I promise you, bro, I'm ready to take all of these books, McGraw-Hill, all these school books and burn them.
And
Because
you know
you're right, Chris.
And
It's like all European history, but when you go, we are part of it. Stop segmenting us to a month. Like we are part of it. That sucker should be weaved all throughout the history books. But don't get me started. Go ahead.
Somebody said, like, there's Black history, and then there's like, colonization history that includes African American people. So there's Black history that should be taught about all the things that we, have accomplished and this and that and lifting us up. But then the white history is the colonization part. It's the part that they enslaved people. So that's actually a part of white history. Yes, it's some of it is it's a part of our story, but that's not our necessarily like our history. It's just a piece of it. And the Black history that I think really should be taught is all of the accomplishments throughout time. Let's talk about the great things. Let's give people and kids, everyone like these examples of things that were accomplished through all of the generations before. And so I do think that it's important to highlight those things for sure.
Yeah. All that. Talk to me, Mike. How you feeling about Black history and Black future, bro?
I think it's just an opportunity for us to celebrate who we are as a people. Like y'all said, they've erased a lot of stuff out of the history books, or they haven't implemented it. And I just think it's a moment for us just to celebrate everything Black, man. Like we really dope. Like we really like that. And I really just enjoy seeing the Black excellence that surrounds us to this day, and that has been excellent, that's paved the way for us as well. So I just like to sit in here. It's almost can be overwhelming. So I almost just open to myself to whatever information that I'm able to take in during this time. It's so much, we can never cover everything in 30 days. So for me, instead of me trying to just give everybody credit from February 1st until the 28th, and I said 30 days, but it's only 28 days, but instead of me just trying to give everybody credit and really like accentuate everybody's story, we got too many. It's really just time for me. I really enjoy embracing the things that come across my path and learn at least something new that I didn't know before. So this is a time that I really appreciate that.
Interesting. So, so anybody that's listening or watching, that might feel a certain type of way, I want to help you out real quick, right? Because there might be some people that's like, if y'all got Black history, then we should have an Asian history day, or we should have a white history day. So let's talk about the white history day. Like whenever you open up the books, like that's in the school systems, they're celebrating and talking about that. Like you're actually mixed all throughout it. And the very ones that helped to build this company for free have been omitted, for the most part. And so I do understand why some are like, hey, let's take some time. Let's take this month to celebrate that. But a part of me, it's almost just like, we really have the responsibility to, educate our children, our family, our people, our community throughout the year. I don't know. I'm weird when it comes to like holidays. Like, why you gotta tell me to celebrate my mom on Mother's Day? I'm gonna buy my mom something on a random day. I'm gonna get her flowers on a random. I'm gonna take her out on a random day. I'm gonna send her on a cruise on a random day. And I get it. It's like, okay, because we live in a busy world, let's just slow down. And today is Father's Day. I'm trying to buy my pop something, do something for him on an average or regular day. Like, don't tell me on Valentine's Day, like, this is the time slated to show love. I'm really finna show love all throughout the year. So honestly, sometimes when these holidays be coming around, I'm like, I ain't even on that. I'm celebrating my people on the regular. I'm celebrating our brilliance and resilience on the regular. I'm celebrating the love I have for my wife and my baby girl Jewel on the regular. I might do something. I might put a little extra sauce on it on the 14th of February. You feel me? But like, don't play with it. You don't have to regulate me. I'm gonna look out for my family, my loved ones, and celebrate them, mom, pops, on the regular. So I even kind of feel like when it comes to Black History Month, I get it. And I feel like there's a place for it, but I feel like we also have a responsibility because a part of me wanted to fuss at the school system and the counties and the government for these books and them not telling the whole story. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? But that's our responsibility because they're not going to change. You can't change the hearts of man. You might be able to change some behavior with some laws and legislation, but you ain't going to change their heart. So let me get off my soapbox. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, it shouldn't take just 1 month out of a year for people to stop and highlight it and go into detail about it. But there's just so many beautiful, parts of Black history too. Like people that were the first to do things ever, not even just being Black. It's just, to know that, for example, I recently started working with an artist estate. He is deceased. And just to know that
You
he was
drop
the
the name, or you rather not do the name drop?
drop the name. I just started working on the Sammy Davis Jr. estate, and just to know that he was
Major,
the
come on, give me that. Sammy Davis Jr. Major.
That's crazy.
Next level.
Thank
Let's
y'all.
go, Chris.
Hey, resume long like a her. Don't curve.
Oh,
Yeah.
And to just like dive into his history, his legacy, and to know like he was the first to do so many different things. He was the first Black man to just like even just something like be on the cover of GQ magazine, like stuff that you don't even really think about now because it's been done so many times. You're like, well, who was the first though? And so those things are beautiful like histories for me to learn. Because it just stays like throughout time we stay accomplishing things, whether it be first Black, just first in general. We like that.
Yeah.
So
And I think for those that's listening that's not Black and it probably still doesn't stick, because the story has been told so much of slavery. The story has been told so much of the struggle. The story has been told so much of the oppression. It's just like, yo, now we're going to take some time to celebrate the other side because that wasn't the beginning. Like a lot of people feel like when it comes to Black people in our history, it started with slavery. Like, nah, that's when the American chapter, you feel me? Like that's when like that chapter started. It was a whole bunch of other chapters that happened in Africa before that took place. You know what I'm saying? And so to see how we've still far from that, and truth be told, folks is like, that's a long time ago. Man, when you look at Jim Crow's laws, you look at segregation, that was what, 50 years ago? That wasn't even like hundreds of years ago. So let's not act like, there is not cause for celebration. I just also feel like, what I'm saying, that as a people, we also have a responsibility even throughout the year to educate, what I'm saying, our children and what I'm saying, to the brilliance and resiliency of our people. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
but
so with
I'm
all that
kind of,
information, with all
yep.
that information, how do we tie that into what we see as being most important in life? Like, how do we look at our life, our history, and just really see what's important in life? I think we all have different values. We come from different backgrounds, different things, but when it comes to really getting to the nitty gritty of what's really important, Krystle, how do you gauge for your life, like what's most important? Or do you even take the time to think about what's most important? Because a lot of times we see it in retrospect, but do you really take time to really see what's most important to you? And if so, what is that?
okay, so taking the shift, I've as you guys know, when you experience loss, you realize at the end of the day, a lot of things just don't matter. A lot of the little details you get caught up on every day, a lot of the emotions that you like, a lot of stuff just doesn't matter at the end of the day. And I think when you talk about what matters to me, I think it is fulfilling a purpose, fulfilling what my spirit has called me to do, what God has called me to do. I think what's important to me is knowing that I'm aligned with, who I'm meant to be while I'm here on this earth. Because we only get so much time, and we really just sometimes spend a lot of time worrying about the things that we can't change or control. But the things that feel right to me, and the things that I know when I do, I feel like wonderful, or I do things for other people, I feel amazing. Those things are what I feel like are what matter to me. Like those are the reasons why I do what I do. Like those are the reasons why I am who I am. But yeah, like a lot of this stuff just doesn't matter as long as you're doing what moves you and what feels right. That's what really matters to me.
What about you, Mike?
Man, I feel like I've said
besides the Chiefs winning, I know that matters to you, but besides that, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, public service announcement. I think we threw our game. I think we threw our game. And I want to let y'all know, from a deep Chiefs fans, I'm really about to back up off these dudes, bro. Like, when you realize that your team may not have your back, and you might be crazy about them than they are themselves, and it might be about that coin. I don't know. I've seen some videos that just make me real skeptical, and I just want to let y'all know I may not be going as hard for some of these dudes in sports that I never know and I never gonna meet,
Bro,
as I thought. So anyway, I'm
that
just letting y'all know right
like
now.
That might be borderline like the election was fixed type of theory.
Bro, I'm telling you, I have seen some things recent, and I'm so protective of my squad. But I'm telling you, bro, when it comes to that almighty dollar, bro, people start acting different. People, man, these athletes ain't from Kansas City. They are getting employed by them. You see what I'm saying?
They ain't loyal, right.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't loyal to the soil. You know what I'm saying? You loyal to the check. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different, bro. It's different.
So Mike, speaking of loyal, like, what do you feel like is loyal to your soul? Like, what do you feel like it's like, okay, this is the purpose of life, like this the meaning of it, like this is what's most important to me?
My peace, bro. My peace.
I just knew you about to say your mama, boy. I knew you was finna say your mama. You hit me with my peace. I get it. Yeah.
My mom adds to that. But the fact of the matter is that nobody's above it. Not even my mama. And I have to say that clearly, because my mom is the one who's instilled that in me. She's let me know that nobody's above God. Nobody's above that relationship. Nobody's above my peace, man. And I say this to say that there are individuals. I told a very close friend of mine one time, and they really got offended. And I was like, I really didn't say that to hurt you, but I need you to understand, I'm not loyal to you because of your name. Just because your name has been associated with my name for so long in my life, you have the option to stop being solid tomorrow. If your priorities change and the character of who you are changes tomorrow, our friendship is going to part ways eventually. It doesn't matter the fact that I love you this much in my heart. If you choose to change and it doesn't align with my peace and my values of what I've had set, I love you enough to let you know, like, I have to cut ties with you. So yes, there are people that we make plans for being in our lives forever. And it will be amazing to celebrate that. But there's levels, and my peace comes first. And praise God, she values that and she adds to that. And she will, I believe, will always be in my life because of those values, but not because of your name. It's because of your priorities. And people who have prioritized their peace and their intentionality on making sure that their lives are going to that next level are people that I'm proud and honored to celebrate with and be a part of life and do life with, because we're intentional and parallel in our values. That's what's most important to me, man. It's my peace.
So if I took out peace, because that's important to me, I took out like my alignment and walk with God. Final thing for me, man, I would have to say options. I'm trying to think of something y'all haven't shared. Man, options is important for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like abundance is important for me. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to feed, being able to help, being able to bless others is important for me. I like options. And I feel like, for me, I want to give my family options. I want to give my family experiences. And so I believe as long as I protect my peace, as long as I keep my alignment with God intact, it's just like, yo, I need options. And I believe now he's like, I can trust you now with options. I can trust you now with the abundance and the things you need to really be able to provide you with the options. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Going to that mansion, 7 acres, 15,000 square feet, 4 different levels, elevator, bowling alley, basketball court, 2 pools, a lake, like 2 kitchens. Like, I'm just like, yo, they human, just like options. You feel me? And so for me, that triggers something. Like, that's a value of mine. I want to have, I've been exposed to it now. Now I know what it smells like, what it tastes like. And I'm like, man, the more I'm able to have and achieve, I can help others do it. So now we tie it back to the Black future. So when I see people that look like me, that's able to own a home like that, that's not dancing, they ain't singing, they ain't bouncing the ball. You feel me? Like they get it from this right here, from living like a life of purpose. I'm just like, yo, that's different. Like it's levels to the dream. It's levels to I am my ancestors' wildest dream. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, but which ancestor? Which ancestor? You got those that was in slavery where their wildest dream is just to be up north free. Think about it. Some of our ancestors, their wildest dream was just to be free. Their wildest dream, what mattered to them most was just being free. Not having no noose around their neck, not, dealing with no type of pain or suffering, being able to be paid an honest wage, 50 cents an hour. Like for them, that was their wildest dream. But we got some ancestors that grew up in the 1930 or in the 1950 or the 1960s. And their wildest dream is owning a company. You feel me? But my grandma, who worked for the government, Like she worked, like she carried a piece. Like she was a government official. She got her PhD. She didn't travel to different countries. Now, my grandmama wildest dream is for me to have that $15 million, that $10 million house that's 15,000 square feet. So I feel like when we think about I am my ancestors' wildest dreams, we got to also ask ourselves, but which ancestor? You know what I'm saying? Like which year, which time period? And I believe that can be the very thing that can propel us. That can be the very thing that can shift us. And I was just really trying to tie it back in because, Mike, you did bring up like, yo, what matters most to us? It's almost like the Maslow hierarchy of needs. So there was a time when our ancestors back in the day, they just wanted shelter. They just wanted food, a couple pair of shoes, and they just wanted to be free. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, we've been exposed to more now. Like we can have more now. You know what I'm saying? We can experience more. So when I'm looking at like what Krystle was saying, it's like, yo, we have to now make sure our alignment is right with God. Mike, you said we got to make sure we protect our peace. And my thought is like, okay, if I got my peace and my alignment is right with God, what do I got to do to put my family? What do I got to do to put those around me? What do I got to do to put the supporters? What do I got to do for you all you next levelers out here in the world? What do I got to do for this next generation, for my children? I asked my daughter, I said, boo, you going to go to college? She's like, nah, probably not. I'll just run next level or start my own company. She 9. She opting out of college too, Chris. She like, nah, probably not. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like that next level. And I feel like that's what next level living is all about.
That option. At 9 years old, she realizes that she has options. Bro, school was so embedded in us that we thought that college was the holy grail. Like that was our way out. And now we're realizing that we don't need an institution to tell us that we have an opportunity to be successful now. We can make our own way. There's an option now. And the fact that she can say it so effortlessly lets me know that she believes it. It's not like she's saying it to impress somebody else. She knows that it's true. That's
Chris,
amazing.
she was like, nah, probably not. I'll just run next level and start my own company. I was just like, ooh, I felt that. Praise God.
So each generation is supposed to get better and better. Like,
part,
you know,
yeah.
y'all did the normal route. Okay, cool. Now that we've done this, what can you do to build up on what we've already built? Like,
Yeah.
it's levels. You know, some generations might not be there yet. Some generations might be first generation. Can you see me? My thing is look like it's freezing.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Yep.
Okay.
We
And some kids might, you know, aspire to go to college just because they want to experience that dorm life and all those, and that's fine, you know, whatever their next level is their next level. But ultimately, no one's going to get rich by just, you know, following someone else's formula for their life. They have to figure out what that is. They got to figure out what's actually going to make them money and get them to where they ultimately want to be, whatever their next level is. And so, I mean, it is what it is. Jewel, like, look, my daddy already got a company. My daddy and my mommy, they already did this. I'm going to go ahead and build my empire right here. And so she can do that. She has
Right.
access, has options.
Right. And so when we talk about, like, yes, we're going to celebrate and tap in with our Black history, the resilience and the brilliance, but we also going to put a strong focus to our Black future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I feel like when I'm in these schools speaking, I'm letting them know like what kind of future you can have, whether it's a Black school, white school, you know, saying primarily Hispanic, whatever. I'm gonna let them know like, yo, this is the future that you can have. What really matters most to you? Like, what do you want to accomplish and achieve? But I also have a responsibility to make sure that my baby girl understands the resilience and the brilliance, you know what I'm saying, of a people, and their blood flows through your veins. And now, baby girl, you have options. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to go to college and get the experience and build some lifelong friends and get the discipline and learn the game, like, okay, cool. If you decide not and you want to start your own company when you get to middle school, like, I'm good with that. You feel me? But it's always another level. So if anybody got a takeaway, y'all know how we are, man. We are a very holistic podcast. We're all at different levels and we've had different experiences. We've all had different trials and different traumas and different levels of success, different things we all still trying to figure out all at the same time. So some of y'all that's on here, you probably not even on, you probably can't even fathom. Y'all listening or watching, you probably can't even fathom owning a $15,000 square foot house, right? Or some of y'all might be like, bro, I can't. Some of y'all is like, I'm just trying to own a 1,500 square foot house. Some of y'all is like, I'm just need to get out of my mama house and get my own apartment. Like, just focus on your future and what you want that to look like. And just also know, lastly, before I close it out, is delayed is not denied. I don't know why. I just felt like I need to share that with somebody because there are people out here listening that's tapped in. Maybe you was driving on the highway. You saw our billboard on one of the trailers, you know what I'm saying, go by. You tapped in with the podcast. Let me see what they all about. Let me just let you know, like, delayed is not denied. Where you want to be in the future, you might not be there now. You just keep working. You just keep sacrificing. You just keep putting that work in. You just have that mental grit and you do what you got to do every single day because it's only a matter of time before you go to the next level. And then you keep tapping in with us and we going to help you go from one level to the next level and the next level. And we're going to look up and we're going to see you at the top, man. See y'all next week.
I'm on another level.
Let's get it.
I'm on another level.
What's up, y'all? I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Now it's time to get the merch. Go to shopnextlevel.co and the promo code, put podcast and get you 20% off. All right, see you next week.
I'm on another level.